I've eaten 3 Rivita
Yeah.
and it's got weevils on it, which is like a bug. And I've eaten the bugs. I know. So I was like, I've actually been very sick. I had to get it out of my body naturally. My body just didn't want it in there. And now I'm like, oh my God, I feel so ill. Have you ever done that?
No, never.
And so without realizing, I opened a pack, ate 3 of them, and it was just covered in bugs. But I didn't see until I went to get a fourth one.
Were the bugs move?
Alive.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I know. The thing is, what's freaking me out the most is that I googled it, which you should never do because I wanted to find out what they were like.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have an allergy to shellfish, which I do, you shouldn't eat bugs.
Right.
So I'm glad you're here because I'm by
I,
myself.
I
And
would
I'm
say,
thinking,
I would say, regardless of an allergy to anything, you shouldn't eat bugs.
no, of course. Well, apparently they're like low in fat and high in protein, so that's okay. And the acid in your stomach,
Oh, so there's a good side.
there is a good
There's
side.
some good news.
The acid in your stomach like kills them because I was worried like they'd be eating my insides.
Yes.
Oh, it's horrible.
And then don't think about them laying eggs.
No, I've checked that they can't because the eggs are killed apparently. But like the whole allergy thing and the fact that I've got little bugs running around in me.
Didn't you feel them kind of moving around in your mouth?
No, they're so small. I didn't even notice. They're tiny. They're like that big.
What? Hang on, show me again. That's
Like
not
that.
tiny. What? Ant size or bee size?
No, like half an. Don't, because I'm going to be sick. Half an ant size.
Yeah.
It's really making me queasy. I think have I got a temperature? You do, you do get hot when you've been sick, don't you?
Yeah.
So that's why I missed your call because I was
Right.
trying to sort that out. Sorry,
What do you mean sort it out? You were
I wasn't very well.
okay.
Let's put it that way.
Okay. Well, then you've got rid of them.
But I'm okay. My throat's not swelling up yet. So that's a good thing. It feels a bit sore, but I think that might just be where I've been sick. I'm a bit puffy.
Right. So you think you might survive till the end of the podcast?
Well, I hope so. I don't know. That's why I'm glad that I'm talking to you because I'm by myself. So if I have an allergic reaction, you're
Yeah,
going to
but
have
I'm
to call
over
the
100
ambulance.
miles away from you.
Yeah, but you're only a phone call away from the hospital, so that's fine. From
I've
the
no
ambulance.
idea where you live. I've never been there. Be like, you've got to come quickly. Amy has had an allergic reaction to Weevil Rivita. No, I said, WEEV, I think. Rivita. Anyway, you've got to quickly. So where are you? Never mind where I am. Is she near you? No, she's at least 100 miles away. Where exactly is she? I've no idea. Dorset? You've not
Yes,
really narrowed it down much.
that's okay. I
How
can
would
I can
be
text
any
you.
use to you?
It was just good knowing you there because you're kind of keeping me calm.
I'm keeping you calm.
Yes, you are. Just talking,
That's how
just
much
talk.
trouble you're in. I'm
Yes,
keeping you calm.
yes.
This is calming.
Uh-huh.
That's how much trouble you're in.
I know, but you're helping because you're helping me not go into a full-blown panic attack.
Yes, you're not feeling quite so alone. And when you're alone with your thoughts and the dark side takes over, that's it. It's all over. They reckon that with people who are put into solitary confinement. They reckon they all go crazy. Because humans are social animals. We're basically monkeys, and monkeys live in troops. And when we have to live alone with no stimulation, we go crazy. I don't
Yeah.
get it, because I kind of think I'd be all right, Mark. It's other people that wind me up.
Yeah.
If all the other take all the other people away, and you've taken away pretty much all of the things that I complain about.
Yes. Yeah, but then you'd have nothing to talk about.
But I'd have no one to talk to, so it wouldn't matter.
That's true. Oh,
Yeah.
good.
So-
Okay. I'm starting to feel a bit better now. Still feel a little bit dodgy, but
Do you?
do I look pale? Tell me if I start because I feel a bit dizzy as well. But it might just be like the hysteria.
Let me have a look at the picture of you on my screen. Yeah, you look rough.
Oh, thanks. Thanks.
As if I'm going to say anything else.
I have visions of like little bugs running around in my tummy. You're supposed to help me.
I
You're
am
supposed
helping. You said I was helping. Now I'm not helping.
No, you're not helping. It's supposed to be the calming influence of you'll be. All I want you to say is, don't be silly, Amy. You'll be fine.
Don't be silly, Amy. You'll be fine.
Yeah, but now I know you're lying. You're rubbish in a difficult situation.
Julie will tell you. She will vouch for that. Yeah, I'm terrible in the situation.
Okay. Well, it just adds to the. I think this is karma. It just adds to the bad day, really.
Why has it been such a bad day?
I've really upset somebody that I didn't mean to upset, but it was just an accident. And it makes you think, like, you do have to be careful what you say. But I'm not backtracking because okay, start again. Last week, we talked about awkward interviews.
Yeah. For the purposes of anyone who doesn't know, when you interview somebody for the purposes of a radio show, not a job interview, not that's.
Oh, yes.
Right, yeah.
So we were talking about when we've interviewed people and it was slightly awkward and
Tess Daly.
Yes.
Tess Daly. Go to YouTube, look for Tess Daly. There is an audio interview on there you will never forget.
Yes. So we were talking about that and I got onto the subject of old interviews that I did years ago with people that I thought was slightly awkward. And one of those was with a couple of guys. They're producers. They produce dance music. In the dance world, they're very big and they're called the Plump DJs. So I was talking about how I interviewed them and I couldn't watch, it was a video interview and I couldn't watch it because I felt at the time it was really awkward, even though the questions that I asked were basic questions, I wasn't very experienced at the time, but I didn't really feel they gave much back to me, they weren't helpful, if that makes sense. Well, they're not very happy with me.
Why?
I had an email on Saturday.
So you put this in the podcast?
Yeah.
And they heard it?
What happened was I got an email from a colleague that we both used to work with saying, listen to the podcast.
I used to work with.
You used to work with as well. Every now and again. His name's Dave.
Dopey Dave.
So Dave, no, we like Dave.
But the dopey one. So I know who we're on about.
No, that's Dopey Mark.
Oh, which
that
one?
was Dopey Mark from years ago. This is recently. So Dave used to come and help out with traffic and travel when we did our road shows.
Oh, no, he's a nice guy, Dave.
Yeah,
he's a good
really
guy.
Nice guy.
Yeah.
And he listens to the podcast frequently.
Okay.
And quite often he'll send me an email every couple of months, just kind of checking in and saying hi. So he said, I was listening to the podcast, really enjoyed it. And then I stopped in my tracks at Plump DJs. And that's because Lee is my brother-in-law. And Lee's one of the Plump DJs.
Right.
He says he's a really nice guy, and basically he's really sorry that the interview was really awkward. And he said, I'm going to see him tomorrow for a barbecue, so I'll mention it to him. I know. I was thinking, no, they haven't
keep it
heard
to himself. No good can come of this.
Well, this is on Saturday, and I didn't get the email until today. So he's already had the barbecue on Sunday. Obviously spoken to Lee, and then today on Twitter, Plump DJs, because I always tweet our podcast, I always tweet the podcast and put links to it and stuff. Plump DJs favorited the tweet, so I thought, oh, that's cool because they've got like a really good sense of humor and they think it's only a bit of fun. And because I didn't mean it maliciously, it wasn't in a nasty way. I think I said in a funny kind of voice, oh, they're buggers. They could have like given me a little bit more. Was nothing nasty about them. So Plump DJ's favorited. And then I got a tweet from them saying, at Amy Stevenson 1, visually the interview was rubbish, we agree. But if you listen, it's actually a fun and full Plump delivery. I know. So
this was on an email or a tweet?
This was a tweet. This was a tweet today.
Block them.
Well, I don't want to block them.
No.
Yeah, but
block them. From my experience, anytime you get into a Twitter conversation like that where there's a difference of opinion, it never ends well. For me, I just keep ramping things up, and there's nothing brings me happiness until I block them. I must have blocked 100 people on Twitter because I can't get into a conversation situation with Twitter. Is not social media. Twitter is microblogging, and you can't. Well, you're different to me. Maybe you can get out of this, but I can't do it.
Well, in the podcast, I also said I'd love the opportunity to re-interview them because we do it better, get a little bit more out of them. I'd ask better questions. So I tweeted them back saying, haha, glad you have a good sense of humour. I thought I'd lighten the mood a bit. Would love to re-interview. Promise I'll have better questions. Hashtag 7 years later. Because it was 7 years ago that I interviewed them.
And what happened then?
Nothing. I haven't got a response. So I kind of think they're a little bit angry. Which
If you
I
do
can
get a
understand.
response, I think you'll find it's negative. The best outcome here is you don't get a response.
Well, I haven't got a response so far.
Yeah, that's the best outcome. Because this Twitter war thing, I blocked one last night, eventually.
Why?
Last night, I noticed that some people on Twitter, they will favourite something you tweet.
Yes.
And I absolutely hate that. I think it is such a weaselly thing to do. It's
I
not
do
like...
that all the time. I
Stop
always
it.
favourite your stuff.
Stop it.
Oh, I thought it was a nice, like,
No.
I enjoyed that post.
The whole point of a micro blogging site is to get your stuff out there to as many people as you can.
Yeah.
So if you like my stuff, retweet it.
Okay.
So it goes to more people. If you favorite it, okay, I find out you liked it. And then I find out, how many things of mine that I favorited do you know I favorited?
None.
How many of anybody else you know on Twitter of stuff that no one ever sees the favorites. The only people that see the favorites are the people who tweeted the thing you favorited. So it's an internal loop. It doesn't get the thing out, which a retweet does. So I just put on there. I put on Twitter. Look, if you like something I tweet, retweet it. Don't favorite it. Favoriting does nothing. It's useless. It's not Facebook. It's different. Facebook, it's likes, but Twitter doesn't work that way. So this lady starts going like, "Oh, I didn't have time to retweet. I could only." It's the same. So I'm like, it's just a different click. It's the same amount of work. Then she goes, and it goes backwards and forwards, and I'm like telling her she's wrong, and she's telling me that, and some other blokes on the side have blocked him as well, and he's going, "Oh, people use it however they want," and then it's getting bigger and bigger. So in the end, she says, "I favorited it because I liked it, but I don't think my followers would have liked it."
Oh, well, surely they follow you because they like the stuff
Well,
that you post.
How the hell she didn't like it enough? Anyway, so I ended up blocking her, but I end up blocking so many people. It just never works. I think I would maybe I would just like an anti-social media. Maybe I would like something where you could just find people you don't want to have anything to do with and make sure that they never have anything to do with you.
Yes.
You know?
You see, I'd like to...
I get out of my Facebook.
Yeah.
I need to start that.
Yeah.
My only thing that I'm enjoying now, and it's hard to explain, and is I decided I'm going to read all of the James Bond books from the start to the finish, in the order they were written.
Yeah.
So I read Casino Royale, and they are nothing like the films.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no gadgets. Just very, very... But the great thing about Ian Fleming's writing is the way he describes everything. And very subtle plots, like virtually no resemblance at all to the films. There's none of the car chases and... Well, there's a small car chase in Casino Royale. Anyway, so I read Casino Royale, and now I'm reading the second one, which is Live and Let Die. And it's going really good, apart from when you get to the Nookie.
Oh, really? It's not 50 Shades of Grey.
It's really badly written. There is no way that this is subtle or in any way pleasant, or there is no... you couldn't get aroused reading this. It's too funny. It's just...
Have you got some there?
Yes, I have, because I read everything on my phone on an iBook. I don't actually buy the real book because there is something like £4, for the books. Anyway, so James Bond is on this train this is Live and Let Die. James Bond is on this train from New York and he's heading for Florida, and he's got the bad guy, Mr. Big. He's got Mr. Big's girlfriend. He's somehow stolen. And they're in this private compartment on this train. And she makes a move toward... Well, he's James Bond. Okay, let me read this. You tell me what this means. Bond cursed the broken hand that prevented him exploring her body, taking her. He freed his right hand and put it between their bodies, feeling her hard breasts, each with its pointed stigma of desire.
Oh no! It's like paint by numbers, isn't it?
It's terrible.
It's like a children's sex education video.
An otherwise great book. That looks. You would swear that is written by someone who has never held a woman's breast. Because, I'm far from James Bond, but I have held many breasts. But I could never tell you that I have ever felt the stigma of desire from a woman's breast.
No.
As a woman, what is the stigma of desire?
You're actually asking me that?
What? It doesn't exist, does it?
It means he's got himself excited.
No! No, it doesn't. It doesn't. That would make sense.
Yeah.
Bond cursed the broken hand that prevented him from exploring her body because he's had his little finger actually broken by the bad guy. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He freed his right hand because it was the little thing on the left hand that was broken. So his right hand's fine. He freed his right hand and put it between their bodies. So somehow they're in an embrace and he's put his hand between their bodies, right? Well, if he put it this way, he'd be touching himself, right?
Yeah.
So he must have gone like that, or like that, which is just wrong. So I'm guessing he's gone, which is an awkward move. Not just because I've got a bad shot. That's not a move, right?
No.
That's not a move. So he freed and he put it between their bodies, feeling her hard breasts, each with its pointed stigma of desire.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So he's gone like that, and he's felt something like that. Never